So with the drop of update 4.4 and the Mad Titan Thanos finally getting his World Boss Ultimate stage, I see a lot of you guys over the past few days hitting me up in the comments asking me who is the best character to bring the Titan to his knees. Who is the new Scarlet Witch that we can all use to make this fight our most difficult fight yet an absolute joke. And I'm here to tell you guys that as of right now, it's still early, but as of right now, I don't see a new Wanda for this stage. Okay, I don't see any single character being the be-all end-all character to bring the Titan to his knees. The fight with Thanos is our most difficult fight yet, and you're gonna need to approach it with a team-based strategy in mind. While there are characters in the game that can still consistently solo against this guy, meaning you can bring in a leader, a support, and just have one main DPS in character, when it comes to Thanos, do not go in as you would against the other world bosses, thinking I'm just gonna steamroll this guy with my highest DPS in character, because if you do that, the result will be the same every single time, and it will be your demise. Okay, Thanos is the most powerful character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and Netmarble made sure to make his fight deserving of that status. Seriously, they've been paying very close attention to the characters and the methods we've been using over the past few months against the other world bosses, and they've made it so that throughout this fight, Thanos consistently removes all debuffs from himself, like time freeze, entice, mind control, you name it. So you do not want to go in thinking, oh yeah, I'm just gonna rely on Wanda for everything and everything's gonna go smoothly. No, okay? So that being said, today I wanted to show you guys the 5 characters that I've been using consistently over the past few days to get some practice in against Thanos. Now, these are not the only characters that can take him down. Of course, there's multiple other characters, but these are just the ones I've been using right now so I can learn the fight mechanics and get better at taking this guy down. And I implore you guys, do the same thing, okay? You don't have to use the exact same characters I'm about to show you, but you want to make sure that you're paying close attention. Know when to switch, know when to run, know when to dodge. Those 3 things are very important. Do not just go in this fight thinking it's gonna be all offense, because it's gonna be your death every single time. Believe me, I tried that and it ended in failure. But failure is not always a bad thing if you learn from those failures, okay? Do not just keep going in here and just offense. You will die. Okay, that being said, I know it's a long intro, okay? These are the 5 characters that I'm currently using right now. In the days and weeks to follow, I will give you guys more characters that you can use to consistently win against this guy. But for me, as of right now, I'm still learning. So I'm using characters that I'm very comfortable with, and characters that I don't have to worry so much about dying, so that way I can learn the fight mechanics of the boss. So I'll show you guys how I have my Deadpool set up, and I'll show you guys some gameplay with him as well. So right here, you can see for yourself, his stats for the most part are in a really good place. I have Urus on him and everything. Skills are all at 6, and I have his ISO set fully awakened. So I'm using my strongest characters as of right now, but soon enough I'll give you guys some other characters that are not this OP that can take him down as well. Alright boys, so for this first clear right here, we're rocking with Deadpool, Mantis, and Shuri. And obviously Deadpool is going to do the majority of her damage. Shuri is here for her tier 2 passive. And you guys may be wondering why Mantis is here. I chose Mantis because she's going to be my sacrificial pawn. I love the character, but for this particular stage, because she heals, I'm going to bring her in pretty often. Hold up, let me dodge this real quick. Okay, you don't want to get hit by those because it's going to make it so that you can't heal. Basically, for 10 seconds, if you get hit by those lasers, you can't heal at all. Okay? And healing is a really big part of what makes Deadpool great. So those lasers are probably one of the most important. Let me actually dodge this. This is one of the very important parts of the fight. And this is why I brought Mantis in. Oh, she did a really good job dodging that. Right here, you always want to tag out as soon as you see Thanos release those orbs, because it will always make the orbs disappear. And if you don't do that, most times you'll just die from that single attack, right? I'm not sure if that's a bug or if that's just by design, where the orbs will just go away every single time when you tag out. And that's part of the reason why I said you should know when to run, know when to dodge, and know when to fight. This is also a really important part of the stage. Do not lose your cool right here. For the very first time that I did this fight, I got very nervous when I saw him summon those meteors, and I started running around like a chicken with no head, right? And that got me killed. And it got me killed like 5 or 6 more times until I realized what you need to do. Hold up, let me dodge this real quick. These guys are really annoying. So you always want to bring in your sacrificial pawn, and you should bring someone who can heal. That way they can do it multiple times for you, right? Okay, good. So as I was saying before, when you see him start summoning those meteors, all you really need to do is stand in place, wait for the thing to spawn underneath your feet, and just keep taking 1 or 2 steps at a time, because that way he won't flood the entire map. It seems to be based off your movement, so the more you move, the more he will flood the map with meteors. Now, right here where you guys see me standing, memorize this spot, because every single time that Thanos gets to about 5 bars left, he will always blitz 90% of the map, and that is the only safe spot until he starts doing these Titan punches. These Titan punches will spawn underneath your feet, similar to what happens with the meteors. So you want to keep moving, but you don't want to run like a chicken with no head, because they will literally one-shot any character. So DP was able to make quick work of this because of how powerful he is, but keep in mind, this is a team-based thing. Do not do what I'm doing right now. Even though this was effective for me, it may not be effective for you. My advice to you guys, use a leadership and 2 really good DPSing characters if possible. Alright guys, so after DP, the next character that we're going to be featuring is actually Thor. Like I told you, man, I'm using my strongest and my favorite characters first. That way I can get comfortable at taking down this guy. So I'll show you the build for my Thor for any of you who haven't seen the plethora of Thor videos I have made in the past, okay? I won't spend too long here, and then we'll jump right back into the action. I'm rocking the CTP of Destruction, but if you have something with immunity to guard break, lightning damage, or critical damage with a 180 or 200% damage proc, you're golden, especially if you're rocking the Infinity War uniform and you have it at Mythic like I do. Alright guys, so next team right here is going to be Medusa with Valkyrie and Thor. Now right off the bat, I know a lot of you guys are going to say, why are you not using Lincoln's leadership? And that is because Lincoln as a character for World Boss, and especially World Boss Ultimate, is utterly useless to me. Whereas with Medusa, if something happens and my Thor dies, she can put in some work as well. So right there I got clipped by the laser, and I'm not sure if you guys booked it. I stood in Ancient One's healing dome and I healed for no HP, and that's because the laser hit me, right? So always dodge those lasers. I thought that was my lightning, but that was apparently Thanos' lightning. I always stand off to the corner. That way I can kind of get Corvus's first 2 attacks to go off to the side. Another really good method that you can employ here, I switched a little bit too early there with my Thor, but another really good method that you can use against Proxima, and you can use it against Proxima Corvus and against Ebony and Black Dwarf, and that you can switch to one character, wait until they fire off their first 2 attacks. Hold up, let me see what this guy's about to do. Okay, so wait until they fire off their first 2 attacks. Then as soon as you see they're about to fire off the last 2, then you can actually switch and you'll get a few seconds of invincibility when you spawn in, and you will be safe. I'm gonna try and do it when Black Dwarf and Ebony Maw comes out, so you guys have an idea of what I'm talking about. I just have to dodge these lasers because they're probably one of the worst things to deal with in this stage. It's funny seeing Thanos using his his Secret War beam attack in his Infinity War uniform. Okay, so you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about right here. I'm gonna try. Yep, there we go. So you can tag in the middle of one of their attacks to give yourself some additional safety. Shred 'em, Thor. Bring the lightning, my guy. These lasers are so annoying. Alright, so we gotta move down. So yeah, once you get a hang of what he's gonna do and you know how to counter it, the fight gets pretty simple. Obviously, you still need a pretty powerful character to make sure that you can do a good amount of DPS to this guy when you can, because he's often iframing and you just want to kill him as quickly as possible. Seriously, you don't want this fight to be going on for 4 or 5 minutes, okay? Believe me, boys. Nice! Medusa's potential. Thank you. Very, very happy I used her for this clear. Now that's out the way. Alright, boys, so next up is Cable. Another one of my favorite characters and one that I have quite a bit invested in. So I'll give you guys a look at the build and then we'll jump back into some more action, boys. So you can see for yourself, fully awakened ISO set, another character with a CTP of energy. His uniform is only at advanced, and Cable is really, really good here, but he's also very, very risky, as you guys are about to see. Alright, boys, so this one right here, we're gonna rock with Ebony Maw's lead, Cyclops for the team up, and we're gonna do it all with Cable. Cable's a little bit more difficult to use in this particular stage because in this stage, in my opinion, invincibility is not very, very good. Woo! That is freaking awesome. Oh yeah, best strikers for this particular boss is actually Doctor Strange, Jean Grey, and Luna Snow. Ooh, okay. Alright, so yeah, Scarlet Witch still has some value, but I find that Doctor Strange at the start of the fight, especially when I'm using Cable, is really freaking awesome because he will time freeze him and make it so that I can at least melt off 4 or 5 bars every single time. But yeah, as I was saying, invincibility on your characters is not very effective in this stage because Thanos keeps throwing out those blue bubbles and they will remove your invincibility. Whereas, hold up, let me dodge these. Okay, whereas with damage immunity, you can't be debuffed, right? So you have to be really, really careful when you're using Cable, and you almost have to be like focused so hard on Thanos that sometimes it can get you killed. And what I'm talking about is if you're not paying attention, very close attention to what Thanos is gonna do, you could stand there and you're channeling your 5th skill and out of nowhere, you just die. And you're wondering what the hell just happened because you didn't see, hold up, let me dodge this. Nice, Cyclops. Anyways, because you didn't see that he threw out a blue bubble and then did a Titan punch to smash your face in. So you have to be very, very careful when you use Cable in this stage. Like, Thanos can penetrate everything, but just knowing that your invincibility at any point in time can be taken from you is very, very risky. And one thing that scares me the most in this particular world boss stage is when I can't see. See, right there, he actually removed my invincibility and everything from me. But luckily enough, we were able to kill him before he could one-shot us. This stage right here, visibility is everything, guys. Seriously, if you can't see for a second, my advice to you guys is to tag out because it's better to be safe than to be sorry. Believe me, there's often times when I'm like, yes, I have 1 bar left, I'm just gonna let Cable keep channeling, and because I couldn't see, this freaking bastard threw out a blue bubble and then just one-shotted me. So be very careful. If you can't see, if you're not for sure, tag out. Seriously, guys. Alright guys, so next up is the hot dog eating savage Quicksilver in his new PJs, looking like Barney, kicking ass, forgetting names, all that good stuff. This is what he looks like right now. He's in a decent place if you ask me. Still a lot more I can do to make this guy significantly stronger. And in this new uniform, I'm feeling like this is going to be the time for me to finish this guy up. I have been postponing him for quite some time, but now that his new third skill in this uniform doesn't override his ISO set, I'm going to fully awaken this thing. Right here, you can see for yourself, critical damage and a 180 proc with web immunity. I put this web immunity obelisk on him because I love to use Quicksilver in Battle World, and he's a perfect counter for the spiders with this thing on him. Uniform as of right now is at rare, and you can see for yourself, I am missing this Electra uniform. I never had any plans to buy it, but because it's required for Quicksilver, I'm probably going to pick it up, honestly. Alright boys, so for this one, we're going to be rocking with Beast, Werewolf, and Godsilver. So the plan here is buff pass, or puff pass, however you guys want to word it, okay? So rotation with Quicksilver is going to be 3, 5, 4. 3 cancel, 5 cancel, 4. It's really hard to keep doing that throughout this fight because Thanos iframes so much that he's going to interrupt you pretty often. But one of the great things about this team is because you have to tag out so much anyways, you can always make up for that lost DPS whenever he summons Proxima, Corvus, Black Dwarf, and Ebony Maw. You can use that opportunity to bring in Beast and Werewolf, so you can take advantage of the attack buff. Just be careful you don't get debuffed by Thanos himself, because then it's very counterproductive. Yeah, Beast got guard broken there. It's also really good if you could use someone who has super armor. That way you never get guard broken and interrupted when you're running. So you could easily just find a scrub who has guard break natively and just put them into your team. This is a very, very risky thing that I just did. Never do that, guys. When you see Thanos doing his Titan Punch on the ground like that, just tag out if you're in the middle of a skill and you can't stop yourself. Okay? Because if you don't have really high dodge like Quicksilver, or if you're not moving around the entire map, chances are you'll die. Right? The only reason I didn't die there is because my Quicksilver was moving around so much and he has really high dodge. See, like right here, he dodged one again. Like, wow. Okay, he dodged another one. Seriously. High dodge in this stage is actually very, very good. Alright, so he's going to call out Black Dwarf and Ebony Maw. These two are probably the most annoying combo. Ooh, what the heck just happened there? Nice. Come on, where's my proc? There we go. Okay, we gotta freaking move. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, my Quicksilver got guard broken there. He got guard broken and I couldn't escape. I think we got this, boys. I don't want to jinx myself, so I'm going to tag out real quick. Seriously. This guy, he thinks he's slick. He was going to Titan Punch me into oblivion. No, this attack right here can one-shot any character in the game. Whenever you see that, never stand in one area. Just start moving. And if you need to tag out, boys. Believe me, because everybody can get bodied by that. It doesn't matter how much HP they have. It's basically an insta-kill. But to be honest, basically any of his skills in this stage can one-shot you. So we got it done. We had to tag out a whole bunch of time. But like I told you guys, as of right now, until we learn a better method to dealing with this madness, tagging, running, and knowing when to dodge is going to be one of the most effective ways to ensure that you can get yourself a win on this stage. And no list could possibly be complete without my baby, Scarlet Witch, okay? Had to be on this list, guys. Had to be in this video. No matter what the conversation is, Wanda always has to be in it for me, guys. Okay, you can see for yourself, I have a ton of work I can do to make Wanda stronger. Eventually, though, she will be completed. I'm just waiting for her to get her tier 3 announced, and then your boy's gonna go balls to the wall on Wanda. Seriously, guys. I'm slowly awakening her ISO set, so this is going to be fully awakened pretty soon. I'm rocking immunity to guard breaker, the 180 proc, and snare immunity. Snare immunity is only here for World Boss Ultimate and to counter Jean Grey sometimes. You can see for yourself, uniform is at Mythic, and this is one of those uniforms that you definitely want to get at Mythic because freaking Wanda is amazing, guys. Absolutely love Wanda in every single game mode. So for the fifth one right here, boys, I gotta show some love to my Scarlet Witch. So we're running with Scarlet Witch, Phil Coulson as the sacrificial pawn, and we're gonna use Domino as the runner. It's also really good. Ooh, nice. It's also really good to have Domino here because she has a good amount of dodge in her kit. Characters with really high dodge is actually really good as a runner. They're really good for just in case they can't outrun the attack, they can dodge it, right? So people like Ant-Man, while they may have the DPS at tier 3 to complete the stage, at tier 2, he's probably one of the best runners on the stage, right? Because even though some of these attacks will penetrate iframes and all that stuff, I ran into Thanos even though he was in an iframe. That never makes any sense to me. Why is his body still like in the map if he's in an iframe? Anyways, characters like Ant-Man with really high dodge is actually really good to be a runner because even though some attacks will penetrate iframes and stuff, there's still a chance for you to dodge it. So yeah, guys, just don't panic whenever you see that meteor attack. That's one of the most important things I can tell you guys, and just knowing when to tag. Obviously, you're gonna need a strong character to be able to go toe-to-toe with Thanos, especially if you're doing it like how I'm doing it, where you're relying basically on one character to do the bulk of the DPS, which is not what I recommend. You should be using 2 DPSing characters and 1 leadership. It's great if you can use someone like Shuri basically all the time because she can double as a DPSer and a support, right? But basically everything that I'm giving you guys in this video can be applied regardless of what stage you're doing, whether it's stage 9 or stage 1. Know when to dodge, know when to run, know when to tag, know where to position yourself on the map when Thanos is doing stuff like this. So don't just go in the fight and think, okay, I'm going to be an attack dummy. I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to do offense. I'm going to use 5-4-3 or whatever rotation I've been using in every other game mode against every other boss. Thanos is not every other boss, okay? Keep that in mind. It's a team-based thing. Ooh, I was so close. I thought she was going to get her potential done there. But whatever, we got some Cosmic Cube fragments, so that's all right. But that is all I have to share for this, guys. Hope it was helpful. I'll give you guys some more videos on some different characters very soon. Just let your boy practice and learn a little bit more about how to take down the Mad Titan. It's not an easy task, boys, but eventually all of you guys will be able to take down the Mad Titan. I'm out, guys. Peace.